We accept the President's words. They came from a place of anger and disappointment. I'm sure many Americans feel the same way.
The President was right to let loose his feelings. It shocked us into understanding the severity of the harm our people caused.
These criminals betrayed America's welcoming spirit. The scale of these crimes has stained the reputation of American Somalis.
America's freedoms allowed us to build a unique community here in Minnesota. In return, we must promise to weed out any evil living among us.
This evil came from within our community. And so, as an honorable community, we take responsibility. We must correct this wrongdoing.
The only way to regain the trust of this nation is to root out crime, stay humble, and be forever grateful. That's the premise.
So, as honorable Somalis, we are going to take on the responsibility of apologizing to all Americans. We are deeply, deeply sorry.
The shame of this will haunt us forever. And hopefully over time you will come to forgive us.
Greetings everyone once again. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And before I continue, kindly hit the like, subscribe and the share button as a way of supporting my channel. Well, in today's episode, we are seeing that Somalis are finally coming out to apologize to the Americans. That is, after their recent online acts that went viral, after we get to see a section of Somalis who are interdicted in a high level fraud case that involved Somalis, and in doing so we get to see multiple Somalis came out to try and defend their own amid the massive immigration by ICE agents, and America got offended by this. And in this episode today, we are getting to see the same Somalis coming out to apologize to Americans for the acts that they did to them. Kindly watch the rest of this episode while I come with my commentary at the end of it.
Kind of funny how pointing out fraud immediately makes you right-wing. This story ain't about the race, it's about where the money went and who is trying to cover up the tracks. And when you start asking those questions and it points to the left-wing leaders, you kind of know where the rest of the story goes. Stay level-headed and keep up with the news, man, because we're going to be watching this Somali issue. We're going to watch it real close.
Wow, have you guys seen all these videos of the Somalian community leaders coming out and apologizing for their people stealing all this money? Check this out and I'll be back.
We accept the President's words. They came from a place of anger and disappointment. I'm sure many Americans feel the same way.
The President was right to let loose his feelings. It shocked us into understanding the severity of the harm our people caused.
These criminals betrayed America's welcoming spirit. The scale of these crimes has stained the reputation of American Somalis.
America's freedoms allowed us to build a unique community here in Minnesota. In return, we must promise to weed out any evil living among us.
This evil came from within our community. And so, as an honorable community, we take responsibility. We must correct this wrongdoing.
The only way to regain the trust of this nation is to root out crime, stay humble, and be forever grateful. That's the premise.
So, as honorable Somalis, we are going to take on the responsibility of apologizing to all Americans. We are deeply, deeply sorry.
The shame of this will haunt us forever. And hopefully over time you will come to forgive us. Thank you.
So yeah, y'all could be sorry, but somebody need to go to jail. Yeah, just like if we got caught in fraud, we go to jail. So sorry, not sorry. Lock that ass up. It is what it is. Peace.
The Somali community has decided to respond to the American public learning about their massive fraud schemes that total in the billions of dollars by holding a press conference where we're supposed to feel bad for them. But here's the thing. It didn't go as planned. The entire thing was a massive backfire, starting with this clip of a mother who stands there and says the truth instead of lying and then has a literal heart attack on stage. Here we go.
If childcare is cut, I'm unable to work or go to school. I understand fraud is bad.
This is how endemic fraud is in the Somali community. You can't just say fraud is bad. She looked like she'd seen a ghost. She looks like she was about to be excommunicated for simply saying fraud is bad. And then everybody claps, and all the liberal white ladies clapping. And by the way, those liberal white ladies, they're daycare workers. One of them hopped up on the mic and did the exact same thing. Here we go.
And I do see some signs over here that say stop fraud, and I agree, stop it. There are wait lists for these programs that are years long. There is fraud,
Yeah, when Trump said they're not sending their best, this is what he's talking about. But it gets even more unbelievable. Somali fraud daycare owner hopped up on stage and decided to announce that his daycare had been broken into, and guess what the burglars stole? All of his employment records and all of the records of the children getting checked in. Those would, of course, be the records that the feds would use to put him in prison. And while he's sitting there sobbing, trying to make you feel sorry for him, people on the internet notice that he's wearing a $3,000 pair of glasses, designer glasses, some of the most expensive glasses you can buy. These glasses are like $50, by the way. I wouldn't even know what to do with a $3,000 pair of glasses, but this Somali scammer is literally wearing glasses more expensive than maybe your car, certainly more expensive than my first car. So, yeah, I don't feel bad. And I won't feel bad when they're denaturalized and deported, which is exactly what needs to happen.
To the Somalian girl in America who said fraud is bad and covered her mouth, I'm afraid you have sent us back 50 years. Yeah, this comment alone. I can't lie, it's not looking good for every Somali out there in America, especially in Minnesota. You lot are about to get found out because of one misplaced lack of judgment. Yeah? How can you say fraud is bad and then cover your mouth? What? You been doing fraud or something? Oh my days, I can't take my people seriously sometimes. Like, it's embarrassing. There's a reason why Americans hate us. There's a reason why Donald Trump hates us. There's a reason why there's this outcry. Because of stuff like this. Dearie me. 10 years. 50 years. It sent us back. All because of one phrase. Don't get me wrong, fraud is bad. But still, come on. You could have at least played out differently. Stop covering your mouth.
I am currently asking for a ceasefire. I'm asking for a ceasefire between the Somalis and the African Americans.
Black
Americans. We got something bigger going on right now. This is a divide and conquer situation happening in Minnesota. Y'all know we ride together when situations arise out here.
What situation?
When that George Floyd stuff happened,
Here we go.
was out there. Ain't nobody was asking what type of black you was. We all felt that. So I just don't want this ignorant conversation to overshadow what's really happening. Don't give them the upper hand. Why are we acting slow? I'm asking for a ceasefire.
This is so ironic to see Somali people. This is like the second video I saw, first of all, of them referencing George Floyd. We were all together during George Floyd. First of all, everybody and their mother was outside. It was a national thing. Like, it was very clouded. It was very trendy. It was very trendy to be marching and saying Black Lives Matter. There were stores that would have Black Lives Matter signs in the window. A lot of people were standing in solidarity with Black Americans. And at the end of the day, if y'all claim y'all Black, then aren't you marching for yourself? Isn't Black Lives Matter for all of y'all? You see how they separate? It's like they don't even realize that they're doing it. You're separating yourself from us by saying, we was there for you during George Floyd and Black Lives Matter. Aren't you Black too? So wouldn't that also be your plight and your fight too? Wouldn't that also be you standing up for yourself and your community as well? It's because you always other yourself. It's a subconscious thing because you do not see yourself as us. And that's okay. We finally said, okay, we're not the same. I could pull up 50 videos of Somalis saying, we're not Black, we're Somalian, we're Arab. Y'all don't even say y'all African. Y'all don't even say y'all African. Now all of a sudden, don't let the white man divide and conquer. Baby, y'all have already been divided. If you were not divided, then we probably would, the way the numbers, y'all keep talking about numbers and strength in numbers. If other melanated, deeply melanated groups of people that came here did what we actually thought, what our ancestors actually thought was going to happen, if they unified with us, we would literally be running this country. because there is strength in numbers. But you all have gone against us. You've undermined us. You've constantly talked down on us, belittled us, denigrated us, told us we wasn't shit, called us lazy, said that you were better, and separated yourself. You created your own enclaves. Down there in Minnesota, I saw a video of a black American man, try to go into the mall that you all have, and the Somalis ran him out of there, basically segregated him. It's not even safe for us to walk around freely in you all's neighborhoods. But y'all don't like to talk about that. Y'all don't like to talk about y'all anti-black Americanness. Y'all don't even claim to be African. But now that it's convenient and y'all just don't want, a dog pile to happen because you all are having a light shown on you. And I'm very grateful for not for people that don't deserve it, but generally speaking, a lot of the black on black crime, a lot of the statistics, a lot of this narrative that we are all just so inherently crime riddled, welfare queens, baby mamas, just running amok, scamming, frauding. No, I love now that we are actually saying, no, that's the Nigerians. It's the Somalis. Because everybody was falling under the black umbrella when it came to doing something bad. When it came to committing crime, fraud, scam, it was just all of us. So it made it look like we all were, black Americans were just terrible. When you all actually added to our crime rates and statistics, you all actually helped to push the negative racial tropes and the negative propaganda and the stereotypes. You all absolutely had a hand in it. You've been in this country since media started to really boom. So it was not always just a black American person out here doing debauchery, pushing the narcotics, and the Jamaicans had a heavy hand in being a pusher man. But it wasn't nobody noticing the difference. And now, since you all have been continuously saying it, everybody's waking up. It's like a mass awakening. So now we see things for what they actually are. Baby, you're a Somali. We ain't all the same. Y'all been maintain that. We are not all the same. And I've seen videos of you all getting up here also saying, we're jealous of you because y'all have nice cars and y'all live in nice houses. I mean, I haven't really been covering this too much because I'm just like, it is what it is. But this is like the second or third video I saw of y'all trying to claim George Floyd as y'all standing in solidarity. Basically, literally, you're standing in our face saying, we're not the same because I was there for you during George Floyd, during Black Lives Matter. Spread love, Mr. Brooklyn Way. What y'all think?
Well, for beginners, you're getting to understand that most Somalis were very vocal, especially when the ICE agents descended on them, that is in the state of Minnesota. This is after the high-level fraud case that was recently exposed involving Somali individuals who were involved in acquiring money in legal ways, that is by exploiting the most vulnerable people in the society, that is Feed the Children program, and another program that involved children with autism. And these Somali individuals, actually in support of some of the American individuals, managed to use fake documents to acquire funds from the federal government, in which you get to see that they managed to wire back to their relatives who are mostly located in Kenya, who used the money to build apartments and malls that will be a form of investment to them. However, after the case was blown out, you're getting to see these multiple Somali individuals being arrested and interdicted for their fraud actions. And in doing so, President Trump, who was also disappointed by this act of Somalians, decided to launch a full-scale ICE operation that is in the state of Minnesota, where we get to see that about 10% of the population is actually Somalis. And in doing so, he also passed a policy that bypassed the TPS order that ensured that asylum was offered to some of the Somalis who are living in the United States. And in doing so, we're getting to see that multiple Somalis were eventually arrested and deported by the ICE agents. And in response to that, we're getting to see that the Somalis in their online presence actually decided to fight back, or let's say to mock Americans in a rather disrespectful way. And if you've been keen with what is happening on TikTok, you're getting to see that there is some Somalis individuals who went on live to mock the Americans, and one of the main famous one is the individual who claimed that he was a Somali freeloader living in the United States, and he was being fed off and being given the best type of life using the American taxpayers' money. This again didn't sit well with Americans, as we all know how the current high cost of living in America and the high taxes is making life hard for everyone in the United States. And this individual coming out openly to mock the Americans, that is after one of their members was interdicted for fraud cases. Actually, multiple of their members, this was one of the ways that really triggered the American community. Other than that, we again saw online trolls of Somali coming out to claim that the land in Minnesota was promised to them 3,000 years ago. That is in the Bible and in the Quran. Although this was some form of a joke, but we're getting to see these individuals taking it more serious and using it to mock Americans as they claim that they were the real owners of Minnesota, and hence anyone else who was staying in the state of Minnesota right now was or is an immigrant, and not them, the Somalis. And looking back at it, as we all know, Somalis descent goes back to East Africa, that is in Somalia. And that claim of the land of Minnesota being promised to them 3,000 years ago was a form of a rage bait that they were using to catch on the Americans. Other than that, we have again seen instances of mockeries directly aimed at the Americans, and in response, we're getting to see that more and more Americans came out to give info about the Somali migrants who are staying in the state of Minnesota, and in doing so, we're getting to see more and more Somalis who are getting arrested and deported by the ICE agents who recently have been very ruthless in their actions. And in doing so, we're getting to see the pressure has become immense for these Somali individuals living in the state of Minnesota. And other than that, again, you're getting to see that the representative to the House of Congress from the state of Minnesota, that is Ilhan Omar, also got to an online altercation with President Trump, showing again how she was fearless and was ready for anything that would come from Trump's government. And in retaliation, we're getting to see that there has also been claims or threats of a deportation, showing how Trump is fully committed in this act of getting the illegal Somali immigrants out of the state of Minnesota. And in doing so, we're getting to see that after this huge or immense pressure coming from the federal government, more Somalis have come out to apologize to Americans. And in this episode today, we have seen that there's been multiple press statements from Somali leaders who have come out to openly apologize to Trump. That is by the action committed by these few individuals who were interdicted in the fraud cases, and also apologized on behalf of the trolls that some of these Somali youth who are currently located in the United States made toward the Americans and the federal government. And despite of the fact that you are seeing these videos of apologies coming up, we all understand that some of them actually came up, or let's say came out as a direct form of mockery to the American people still, as these individuals didn't show any sincerity in their apologies, which again led to much more online debate about their specific character and the backhanded apology that these Somali individuals were making. And with Trump, as we all know, he's very committed in these acts committed by the ICE agents, whose main goal is to make America great again by deporting the illegal immigrants and US citizens back to their country of origin. And for the Somalis, again, this is becoming a reality day in, day out, as the FBI is now on the case, and we're getting to see multiple individuals being interdicted. And also for the legal Somalis who are in the country right now, you're getting to see that they are being scrutinized, and any individual found to have committed any form of felony in the state will directly fall under the ICE agent guideline of deportation, and this will lead to them being sent back to Somalia. As you've seen that there are several Somalis who have actually been sent back to their country, Somalia, and they are crying out due to the difficult life that they are experiencing there. And in doing so, we are getting to see that those Somalis who are still in the United States right now, some of them are also trying as hard as they can to avoid being deported back to their country. As what Trump had mentioned and talked about the country, we all understand that he was not far from the truth, and the Somalis who are mocking the American government are not willing to go back to their country in which they actually swear allegiance to, despite of the fact that they have spent a larger portion of their life in the United States. Well, for how long will this continue, and for how long will the war against the Somalis, and that is between the Somalis and the ICE agents, go down before we get to see changes? Well, don't forget to share your thoughts and ideas with me in the comment section. Thank you for watching this episode to this end, and see you in the next one.